The Angry Queen and the Maid of the Moon. In the ancient days of Udola, before the rivers forgot their songs and before the trees grew weary of men's voices, there stood a kingdom carved in gold and guarded by spirits. It was a land blessed with yam that grew fat in the earth, goats that birthed twins, and skies that rained without thunder. Ruling this prosperous kingdom was Queen Nnenna the Proud, the flame-crowned monarch whose name caused even distant kings to pause their drums. She sat upon a throne carved from lion bones and adorned her hair with the feathers of eagles. Her presence was enough to silence an entire courtyard, and her gaze could strip a man of pride. But Queen Nnenna had a fire in her spirit that was both her crown and her curse. Her rage, when awakened, was swift and destructive. Ministers trembled before her moods, and not even her guards could guess which morning she might lash out like a storm. Her beauty shone, yes, but behind it was the shadow of unchecked power, the kind that devoured itself if not tamed. Among the palace servants was a girl named Onyi, an orphan from a humble village across the river Nori. She was small in stature but rich in spirit, with eyes that saw joy in small things, the sparkle of clean floors, the rhythm of palm fronds clapping in the wind, the scent of pepper soup on feast days. Onyi, as the other maids called her, had no known parents. She had wandered into Udola as a child, wrapped in rags and silence. The queen, upon hearing her soft singing outside the market square one Harmattan morning, had ordered, "Bring her. Let her scrub the palace floors. That voice must serve." And so Onyi became a palace maid. Years passed, and Onyi grew in favor, not with the queen, but with the spirits of the palace, the whispering ones who lived in carved masks, water pots, and the roots of the great Iroko tree. They watched her sweep. They listened to her songs. And sometimes, just sometimes, they whispered back. Now, in the heart of the queen's chamber was the Mirror of Oke, a gift from the northern seers. It did not show your face. It showed your soul, and only on nights when the moon was full and watching. It was Queen Nnenna's most sacred possession. One moonbright night, while the queen dressed herself in beads and oil for a dream reading, she called out with her usual thunder. "Onyi, bring me the Mirror of Oke. I must know what the ancestors think of my reign." Onyi bowed low and left. The mirror was kept in a silent chamber, guarded by chalk lines and ancestral blessings. Onyi walked carefully, carrying it in a cloth of red silk, whispering an apology to the spirits for even touching it. But fate had its plans. Just as she approached the queen's room, Eshi, the queen's sacred white leopard cat, believed to be a reincarnated ancestor, leapt across the corridor. Onyi, startled, tripped over her wrapper and fell. The mirror flew from her hands, struck the marble floor, and shattered into silver dust. The palace went silent. When the news reached the queen's ears, her rage was hotter than the sun on market day. "You dare break what the stars gave me? You ungrateful ant." Onyi fell to her knees, trembling, tears streaming down her face. "My queen, it was not pride. It was not my will." But Queen Nnenna was too angry to hear reason. "You are cursed with clumsiness. You insult the spirits with your hands. You are banished to the forest of silent spirits, where the trees speak only in dreams, and the moon forgets your name." The elders pleaded, but the queen would not be moved. Her wrath was a river in flood. So the guards tied Onyi with vines, not chains, and led her into the forbidden forest, where even brave hunters stepped softly. They left her beneath an ancient Iroko tree and returned in silence. The forest of silent spirits was not named in jest. Birds did not chirp. Crickets did not sing. Wind passed through leaves without a whisper. It was a place of old magic, the kind that did not care for kings or queens. There, Onyi sat beneath the tree, vines still on her wrist, her voice choked by fear. But she did not curse the queen. Instead, she whispered, "If the forest is watching, I beg you, show me how to live." The spirits heard her. At first, it was just a flicker of light, like fireflies dancing in patterns. Then the owl spirit came, its eyes like twin moons. It perched on a branch and spoke not with words, but with dreams. In her sleep, Onyi saw the path of spirit songs, the secrets of water, the truth of silence. In 7 nights, she learned what scholars could not teach in 70 moons. She learned to speak to trees, to hear stones cry, to understand the weeping of stars. She walked barefoot until her feet whispered back to the earth. Meanwhile, back in Udola, Queen Nnenna was restless. The songs had stopped in her cot. Her meals were bland. Her sacred leopard refused to eat. The Mirror of Oke could not be replaced. Even her dreams grew dark, filled with shadows and broken voices. One night, she stood on her balcony, looking at the sky, and gasped. The moon had turned red. Blood moon. Omen of sorrow. The court seer was summoned. The moon weeps, he said. Not for war. Not for death. It weeps for injustice. For the soul you cast out. And then the queen knew. She saddled her horse and rode into the forest alone, her robe trailing behind her like regret. There, beneath the same Iroko tree, she found Onyi glowing, not with magic, but with peace. Around her were spirits in forms of wind, mist, and light. She no longer looked like a maid. She looked like one born of stars. Queen Nnenna dismounted and knelt in the soil. I let my anger speak before my wisdom. I broke what could have been healed. I beg you, forgive me. Onyi, quiet, walked to the queen and placed her palm upon the monarch's head. Even the tall Iroko tree must bow to drink water, she said. You are not less for asking. You are more. And so the queen returned with Onyi at her side. Not as a servant. Not even as a daughter. But as the keeper of wisdom, a bridge between the spirit world and the living. And from that day, the people of Udola sang once more. For they knew that no matter how deep a queen's anger may run, the forgiveness of the humble could heal a nation. The tongue may spark fire, but the heart may carry water. Even the angriest queen needs a gentle hand to lead her back to the path.